Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about business and professional property and liability insurance. So for businesses, they have a lot of the same kind of assets and things in many cases that individuals do in terms of buildings and things like that. So kind of like a homeowner's interest in their home, things like that. They might also have automobiles and so on. So for businesses, there are commercial package policies, and this is similar to a homeowner's policy, and basically is going to be covering typically the building and things like that. And it's you can add endorsements for lost profits, so that would obviously going to come at additional cost. But some endorsements for lost profit would basically mean if the building burns down, resulting in lost profits, then the insurance basically cover some component of that, obviously at additional cost. Now, businesses oftentimes have a business vehicle or maybe multiple vehicles. So business automobile policies are available as well. There are also commercial general liability policies covering general liability associated with doing business. That's going to be higher for some types of businesses than others. If you are a business that is associated with felling trees or something, I would imagine the commercial general liability might be a little higher than it would be for certain other types of business. Now, depending upon what kind of business is involved, product liability insurance may actually make sense. So there are concerns that you could be sued based upon your product, then that's something to explore. And then that brings up the fact there are also, just like for individuals that can have a personal umbrella policy, it's possible for commercial liability umbrella policies that would build on top of their commercial package policy, building on top of the automobile policies, things like that. So basically, it would just sort of build on top of the other policies and add additional coverage in general. Now, for professionals in certain types of careers, I think physicians and things like that, they could be sued for malpractice. And so there's a liability associated with that. Another possibility would be for lawyers, the errors and omissions. So they could be sued for not having done something they should have done. And basically, there are policies that cover liability for these types of professions, and they can be set up on an occurrence basis or a claims basis. So for an occurrence basis, basically, the coverage covers whatever occurrences occur within the period, obviously subject to whatever limits are associated with the policy. But that's the idea. The occurrences within the period are covered. The claims basis is for claims within the period. And the reason why that's kind of significant is if you had a situation where you had a liability policy and let's say it's malpractice insurance, if it's on an occurrence basis, if you had a policy in a particular calendar year and there was an occurrence that led to the lawsuit within the calendar of the year, the idea is that occurrence is within the period and is therefore you're covered with liability insurance due to that. On the other hand, if you had a situation in which that some occurrence happened during a calendar year, but the claim wasn't paid until, or wasn't made until the next calendar year, then if you switch insurance companies, then the original insurance company is not going to be paying for that. If it's a claims basis policy, because the claim has to occur within the insured period. So for the occurrence basis, the occurrence has to happen within the insured period, sort of regardless of when the claim occurs. The claims basis doesn't so much matter when the occurrence happened. What matters is when is the claim filed and so forth. So it's important to kind of note that distinction, because it could affect what is actually going to be covered or not. Okay. Hopefully this little brief video has been helpful and explains a little bit about some aspects of business and professional property and liability insurance. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.